Good afternoon, everyone. It's Robert from On My Turntable. Hope you're having a great afternoon. It is Monday, about 2:45. Just got home from work. Early start of a day. It's been a day as well. Um, Meant to do this yesterday, but by the time I got home, it was late. I wanted to do a review and an overall outlook on the Get Back series. A review of an outlook of the third part. I've done the first two, and just my overall feelings on the whole documentary. Almost 8 hours of wonderfulness, in my opinion. Before I get into everything, though, please hit the like and subscribe button below. Thank you to all that have liked and subscribed so far. I greatly appreciate it. I want to continue to put great content out there to be informative and to show you guys some great bands and artists that I have in my collections. Because of you guys, your likes, your subscriptions, your wonderful, wonderful comments, they keep me going, keep me motivated to do this kind of thing, and I greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much. So part three was a blast. A little bittersweet at the end because you knew eventually what would happen as far as the breakup and the end of the Beatles. But what a fantastic ending to a wonderful documentary. From the early beginnings of the third part where, and I don't want to reveal too much in just in case someone hasn't seen it yet, where Linda's daughter Heather shows up, a cute little thing. Everyone's having a blast with her. She's playing along with Ringo as far as playing drums. She's at one point mimicking Yoko Ono. As she hears her sing, and you can see her eyes going, wow, what is that? And the next thing you know, she's sitting on Paul's lap mimicking Yoko. Everyone's having a great time with her. It just brought a change of pace into the atmosphere, and Paul's throwing her up in the air. She's combing Paul's hair at one point, and Ringo's playing with her. John is teasing her about eating cats. So it was just a fun, playful moment in the beginning, and just to show that these guys are just real people, despite how famous they are. Another highlight of mine was when Billy Preston showed up. He should have been the fifth Beatle, because when he started to play, you could just see their attitudes improve, and the atmosphere in the studio just was buzzing as a result of his playing. As they worked through the songs, they would mimic some of the songs. They would play some of their older stuff. Just off a whim, they would play covers. Super talented guys, super talented. At one point, George is helping Ringo through Octopus's Garden, helping to get the chords right. That was kind of a cool part. And John was discussing with George about Alan Klein coming in, or that he should be involved because he was just in awe of this guy. I think that eventually created tension down the road, and that's, to me, that's what ended the Beatles, not Yoko. Yoko was fine all the way through this. She was talking to everyone. Paul was laughing with her. Everyone was getting along. She just basically sat there through the whole thing. There were moments where she would get on the mic and do her wailing thing, but everyone was laughing and having a good time about it. George had a candid moment where he was talking about that he had 10 years worth of material to deal with, and he was thought about giving it to other people, and he pretty much said, screw it, I want to do it myself. And that's how talented this guy was. They're all talented. Paul on the amazing talent that Paul had, the amazing talent that John had, working through songs. And then it came to the Rooftop Concert, where they were worried that the weight of the equipment and the band members wouldn't hold them on the roof. Sorry, I just hit my mic. as Paul was jumping up and down. You can see the boards jumping up and down with him. But they put it together. They just nailed every track that they did. They just nailed it. Get Back was just amazing. And a lot of the tracks that they performed live ended up on the Let It Be album. The Bobbies showed up, the British police with their straps around their mouths that they're chomping on their straps. You know, who's disturbing the peace, that type of thing. There were mics in the crowd, and a lot of people were digging what was going on. A couple of staunchy older people. I remember one lady in the curlers, "You're disturbing my afternoon nap." And then there was another older gentleman, and he was just digging everything that they were doing. And the guy said, the interviewer said, "Do you like this kind of music?" "Oh yeah, they're great. They're fantastic. Good bunch of lads." So would you let one of them go out with your daughter? "Oh yeah, they've got lots of money." So there were a lot of funny moments in that. I burst out laughing in that one. Finally, the Bobbies got up on the rooftop because they were stalling them to get up there because of the weight and everything else. And at one point, the road manager turned off George's mic, or George's amp. George shot him a look and turned around and turned his amp back on again and just kept on playing, didn't lose a beat. So I don't know, it was just so cool to watch everything. Time went by fast. The 8 hours, almost 8 hours in total of these three parts were just remarkable. There were bittersweet moments, you know, in the second part when Paul and Ringo were sitting there, and you know they both had tears in their eyes, thinking there was four, now there's two. I loved how they called Ringo Richie through the whole thing, or Rich or Richard. He wasn't Ringo; he was just Richard Starkey, but they were calling him Richie. He didn't say much though. Ringo didn't say a lot through the whole thing, which, there was a couple of moments, but he didn't say much. The other three members had a lot more to say than he did. And it was cool to see Linda there. Also cool to see all the wives there. And it's a great documentary. It was just really good, and the fact that it was so crystal clear and so poignant and so it looked like it could happen yesterday. The music sounded great. Peter Jackson did a remarkable job in finding all this footage, putting it all together, making it watchable. The sound quality was outstanding, and for something back in 1969, it was pretty spectacular. So overall, I would rank this pretty high. All three documentary parts. Sorry, I would rate it pretty high. 8.5 to 9 out of 10 for sure. I couldn't find a bad part in it. I wish some of the I wish they wouldn't play, they played Get Back so many times, but they had to get it right, obviously. And Let It Be, of course, they played it quite a bit as well. But they wanted it just right also. But it was just really, really good and enjoyable. And it's hard to describe and reveal too much without actually watching it. So I'm just going to leave it at that. If you have a chance to see this wonderful, wonderful documentary on one of my favorite artists ever. I mean, maybe you have to be a Beatles fan to accept and enjoy it. But take it for the time it was. Take it for the music that was involved. Take it for the professional musicians that they actually were. Take it that Yoko was not part of the breakup as far as I'm concerned. It was cool to see Linda and Yoko talking, getting along. Ringo's wife talking, getting along. George's wife showed up as well. Just to show these guys were human. And there was a lot more involved. I think it was more contractual, more financial. Um, Paul didn't want Alan Klein as management. He wanted Linda's, the Eastmans as management. So it was just that conflict between George and John, or sorry, Paul and John. And eventually, you know, I think of the last song on Abbey Road, in the end, that was it. That was it. But we have this. I don't know how long it's going to be on the Disney Channel. I hope for a while to let everyone see it. But again, it's hard not to talk about every moment in the film without revealing too much. But I rank it pretty high in my watched documentaries. The love that I have for the Beatles, the love that I have for the music. I'm so grateful for Peter Jackson to take this monumental task and make it as professional and as good as he's able to do. So thank you, Peter Jackson. And that's it, guys. If you have a chance to see it, I hope you enjoy it, and take it for what it is, and hope to hear from your opinions on what you think about it. So take care, guys. Love you all. We'll talk to you again soon. Bye now.